here on Sunday Breakfast. It's me, Sandra, with you through till 10. All right, now then, it's a special part of the show because every week I meet someone in this part of the show who is exceptional in what they do. Well, my guest today has worked with the likes of Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, Diana Ross. He's won a Grammy. Gosh, Skyler Jett, welcome to the show today. Hello to you, Skyler.
Greetings and happy Easter to everyone.
Oh, hi to you. Oh my gosh, it's so lovely to have you on the show. I've been so waiting to talk to you. It's a pleasure to have you, and happy Easter to you. I guess I'm just trying to think, where do I start with you, with your amazing story? Let's kick off with the Grammy. I mean, what were you awarded the Grammy for?
I sang on My Heart Will Go On the Titanic with Celine Dion.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I was going to burst into a little bit of that song, but that's definitely not my. I have no right to do that in the presence of you. Wonderful. So what was that experience like?
Totally amazing. We never knew that movie was going to be that big, let alone the song. And something happened that was remarkable. There's two songs. There's one on the movie. Then there's another song that's on Celine's album. She has background singers on her record. Mm-hmm. This has never happened in the history of, the Grammys, to be where it flips. The one for the movie went to number one, and then Celine's moved up to number two. And they flipped, and that's the one I was on with all the backgrounds.
Wow, incredible!
So this never happened before. The same song was number one and number two at the same time.
Amazing. Wow. Well, listen, I'm giving you some live clapping here. This is personal from you. Hey, there you go. All for you. Love it. Well, let's go back then. How did you actually get into music?
My mom, my grandmother, my aunt were all gospel singers. So I was raised around music, and I had two uncles that managed a lot of jazz artists when I was a kid. So I've always been around it, and I was playing in nightclubs when I was 13 years old, and that's 56 years ago, but don't tell nobody. And then, it's really wonderful. I mean, it's been a wonderful life. I can't do anything. I don't have an experience doing anything else but playing music,
Yeah.
So it's really wonderful. And I wouldn't do anything else. And I encourage people. What I do these days, though, is I've written for, like Al Jarreau and Eddie Murphy. I'm a songwriter, too. But encourage young people to write social conscious lyrical content, to not speak about themselves, speak about how we can help each other, heal each other, and solve problems through our music. So I created a movement called Music for Global Change. And I have a TV show called the Music for Global Change broadcast on YouTube, where I bring in celebrities from all over to try to encourage them to write social conscious music as well. We need this genre right here. You have rock, jazz, and all those, but there's never been a social music genre. So that's what our platform is.
Wow, that sounds exceptional. We'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on. Working with some of these huge names that I mentioned earlier, I mean, how did some of that happen? Was it engineered? I mean, did you pray a lot? I don't know. What do you do? How do you get connected at that level? Whitney Houston, Diana Ross. I mean, these are enormous names.
Yeah, I worked for a couple of producers that, they covered everybody. I've been on over 2,500 songs I've sang on. And it's amazing. And then I performed with Stevie and a lot of gospel artists, too, as well, and Chaka Khan and all kinds. I love performing more than recording. There's nothing like music lovers, right? Being in front of music lovers and that energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I appreciate being on records, and it's a different animal to learn how to. It's two different microphones. You got that recording microphone, then you have, a live mic, on the stage, right?
Yeah.
And you got to learn both of them.
of course, yeah. And just quickly, draw me into an example of someone that you've worked with. What was that like, that kind of experience? You kind of awestruck, or you just think, I've got a job to do, just get on with it?
Well, Stevie just blew my mind. I sang on a TV show, Lou Rawls, United Negro College Fund. And, I met this guy through Patty Austin, who's Quincy Jones' goddaughter. And I went to a birthday party for her. And now I get there, and there's this guy there, and he goes, Skyler, I know all the records you've been on. I'm going, whoa, who is this guy? It turned out he's Whitney Houston's band leader, and Usher, and Britney Spears, and he was the musical director for all them. Well, anyway, he goes, hey, I want you to come down to Hollywood and do this show with me. It's a cable show. And I'll pay you $5,000. And he sent me the songs, about 27 songs, right? Wow. And they were all covers. I thought they were cover songs. I thought, I didn't know I was singing with the OJs and Yolanda, Adams, all them. I had no clue that I was going to be singing with these stars, right? Because I'd have charged him more, really.
Yes, of course, yeah.
But we're at the sound at the Kodak Theater in Hollywood, and all of a sudden it's inching. I'm singing with all these people, and I'm going, I know I'm not about to sing with Stevie Wonder. This guy'd be crazy, right? And so the next thing you know, he walks in, but he didn't walk from backstage. He walks from the entrance coming in, and he had about 20 people with him. And I'm going, man, I didn't know Stevie was that tall, right? and then he comes up on the stage. Yeah. And they got the piano right there, and he starts playing. But the first thing he played was Bach. So he warmed up on Bach, right? Wow. So stage left, was Eddie from the OJs, and he's walking in, but he's walking in backward. He's got a towel on his neck, and he's talking to his manager. And all of a sudden, when he walks out from behind the curtain, Stevie stops playing. He goes, Eddie. And Eddie turns around, Stevie, right? And Stevie back to playing Bach, having a conversation like you and I right now.
Wow.
So, how's the kids? Everybody okay? He's still playing Bach.
Oh, just basic Bach.
Just blew my mind, right?
Oh my gosh, incredible. I'm seeing the picture now. It's incredibly awesome. Well, being in the music industry, Skyler, at such a high position, how did you leave USA and then come to the UK? Because I know that's part of your journey.
Well, my lovely wife, my heart, my queen, she's from here. And she lived in the States for about 15 years and stuff like that. We got married, and, she says, we got a son now. Let's come with me. I stayed over here. Come with me. And she brought me over here. And I absolutely love it because everything is so close. See, the States is enormous. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a while just to get through Texas. It's so big, right? Yeah. But here, from Gatwick, I can fly to Paris in 35 minutes. Yes. And I work in Portugal, and I work in Ghana and Rwanda, and, it's just easier. I mean, otherwise, you got to fly, I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area, but I got to fly 10 hours just to get here before I go anywhere else. So yes. I love being here, and all my kids are grown. So I got one here. He's 14, but it's really wonderful. I love. Only thing I gotta do is learn how to drive over here.
You must. And I was going to say, where do you like in the UK? And you've got to include Coventry. If you haven't come to Coventry, I'm bringing you here. But where do you like in the UK?
Oh, well, we come down there sometimes in Cornwall, right?
In Coventry, near Birmingham, in the Midlands.
You down by Birmingham? Okay, well, we live in between London and Brighton.
Oh, right. Okay. So we need to.
Yeah. Say again?
We need to bring you up to Coventry. Yes. They'd love you here. They'd love you. We're kind of in the middle of the country. It's called the Midlands. There we are. There we are.
Well, hopefully I can come perform up there or something like that.
Wow. Well, yes, why not? Just put it out there. Hey, I love that. I love that. Listen, it'd be lovely to have you here at some point. But I'm going to have a little break and then we'll come back and talk some more to you because I really want to hear some more about the Global Ambassador for Music Change, which you are. And that's going to get people excited. And also, you've got an amazing TV show as well, haven't you? So we'll delve into all of that a little bit more here on the show. BBC CWR. Right, my special guest for Sandra Meets today, Skyler Jett. He is an amazing international artist, Grammy winner, worked with the likes of Celine Dion, Diana Ross, and there's some amazing guests that names that he's worked with, and he's with me today, Sandra Godley on BBC Coventry. I'm very honoured that you have time for us today. Lovely to have you on. So let's talk about your episode, your YouTube show that you have, because you're doing so much, but I wanted to home in on this. You've completed 25 episodes of a TV show. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's called the Music for Global Change broadcast. And I have two presenters with myself, my dear friends, Deborah Fenella and Tom Bryant. It's really wonderful. I was on their show once, and they say, Skyler, you should have your own show. I said, well, I'm not prepared for that right now. And they go, we're going to help you with that. And so, now we're over 25 shows, and it's wonderful. I go out and find interesting people like John Altman, who was a conductor for the Titanic, and Larry Batiste was the conductor he is the conductor for the Grammys, and I had Ronald LaPred on, the bass player from the Commodores. He was just on the show. And I get him to come on and talk about social conscious music and why it's a benefit to our society. Now, I've been doing this for like 20 years, but when I thought about it, I did it in 1984. I wrote a song with Ronald LaPred. He wrote Brick House. So you remember Brick House. Well, we wrote a song, and we gave all the money to poor families in Alabama. Excuse me. So they would, we helped kids get into college and school and stuff like that. And it was so enjoyable to me because knowing that we're going to give this money to families. And when I saw that and what it did was amazing. So the governor at that time was really, really racist guy, George Wallace. And, he invited us to the governor's office there. And we said, we'll come, but we want to put this record on the radio. And simultaneously, over 300 stations played our song, Keep the Music Playing, all on every radio station in the state of Alabama at the same time, simultaneously, right?
Right.
And it's crazy because they gave me all these posters and everything like that. And I'm getting on the plane the next day. And when I got on the plane, people gave me a standing ovation because they saw me on TV the night before giving all this money to these poor. And I said, well, all musicians should do this. All musicians should take a portion of some of their money to help, right? Like I have an idea for the shows that I'm going to be doing to have shoe drives. Sandra, let me ask you, how many shoes would you have in your closet?
Oh gosh, yes, I do like shoes, I'm afraid. Yes, don't wear them all, but probably like a lot of people, just hoard them because I don't want to throw them away.
Well, what I'm going to do at my shows, I'm going to ask people to bring a pair of shoes that they don't wear.
Okay.
And you'll get 10 pounds off of your ticket.
Yes.
And then I'm going to send the shoes to everybody that don't have shoes.
That's a wonderful idea. And this is an example of the kind of thing that you're doing, being a global ambassador. I like that. And there's so many ideas I can think of already. It's a great initiative. So what are you working on? You're doing the shoe campaign, but how can people now connect with you? Because I'm sure that's going to get people interested in what you do.
Yeah, I'm Music for Global Change. I'm on Facebook. Music for Global Change Broadcasters on Facebook as well, and my show is on YouTube. So if you go to Music for Global Change Broadcast, they can catch us there.
Yeah.
And I'm on Twitter, and
You're all over the place.
I was just trying to make it happen. But
yeah.
I would love for you to come on our show.
Oh, I'd love to. Yes, we'll sort that out. And sadly, we have run out of time because we just haven't got the time. But definitely, I will point people to where you're at. Yes, I'll come on your show. We'll sort that out afterwards. But I know you'll have inspired people to think more about their musicianship and what they can do regarding social change and social concerns in our own community where we live. And we certainly are doing that here in Coventry. But yes. Thank you so much, Skyler. A last word from you for an artist that may just be feeling, I want to give up, because that's part of the journey. Just very briefly, how do you encourage them?
Get in touch with us, because we're here to inspire you. But we don't want you to write lyrics about yourself. We want you to write lyrics that's going to heal and educate and solve problems. And it could be any kind of instrumentation whatsoever, right? But get in touch with us, because we love to help young people all the time. And they fall in love with it after they see how it helps people, right? So, Sandra, bless you for having me on this morning.
Thank you so much for coming on, and we'll be in contact after the show. Brilliant. Have a great day. Happy Easter to you, Skyler, and your family. Wonderful stuff. Isn't that great?